Welcome to the Click podcast. I'm Dani Watson, a mindset and manifestation expert and founder of The Click, a company that helps women overcome their fears and limiting beliefs to create a life and business that they love. Within this podcast, I will help you get clear on what you want, identify the blocks that are holding you back, transform your mindset and raise your vibration so that you can co-create magic with the universe. If you are looking to design a life that truly sets your soul on fire and manifest more success and abundance, then you are in the right place. Hello ladies! So this is the second part then of the How to Transform Your Money Story episodes. So in part one, I gave you a bit of an overview of what your money story is, how your money mindset can really alter your financial reality, and what other steps are to actually change your money story. So I want to go into some of these steps now in more detail. And where I want to start is really figuring out what is actually keeping you stuck financially. So your beliefs create your reality, and the same is true when it comes to money. What you believe about money shapes what you experience in your financial world. So if you believe that it is greedy to be rich, or it's greedy to be money motivated, you will find yourself constantly self-sabotaging when it comes to making money, because there's a part of you that won't want to be seen as greedy. So how I've seen this actually play out with our students is that they will actually self-sabotage when it comes to selling themselves. So we work with women who are building a coaching business, and a big part of actually getting paid for clients is selling yourself. Conducting a discovery call. And we often see women really hold back on putting themselves out there, on, making an announcement of their services or inviting people onto discovery calls with them because they are so afraid of selling themselves. And a big part of this is linked to this belief that it is greedy to be driven by money. It is greedy to want more. Often we hear women say they feel bad for charging. They feel bad for charging a certain amount for their services. And again, it's always linked back to this belief that it's greedy, or it's, not a good thing to want more money in your life. So where do these beliefs come from then? Where does this subconscious programming come from? Because what we need to do for us to be able to change our belief system around money, we first need to bring all of those negative beliefs to the surface. And a good place to look is what you experienced as a child. Because the majority of our subconscious programming is actually formed between the ages of 0 and 7. So 0 and 7 as a child, that's when your brain operates in a predominantly theta state. This is a brainwave state where you are very receptive to everything that is going on around you. So the things that you hear, the things that you see, the things that you're shown, what you experience, as a young child, you are like a sponge. You absorb everything around you. And what you're shown as a child, when that is then reinforced by subsequent experiences, these things become a part of your belief system. So let's say you constantly see your parents going out and working hard for their money. That's going to teach you that making money is hard work. You're therefore going to start believing that making money is hard work. And that becomes such a norm when you see that over and over again, when that is reinforced so many times, that then becomes a part of your belief system. Okay? So it's a good idea to start with looking at what were you taught as a child, to figure out what you believe at a subconscious level. What were you taught as a child about money? What did you experience in relation to money? Maybe this is through your parents. Maybe this is what you heard your parents say. So maybe it's things like money doesn't grow on trees, or, we can't afford this, we don't have enough money. Or maybe it's this comparison between you and people that have money. So maybe you saw your parents talking about people that had money in quite a negative light. Like, all they care about is money, they're obsessed with money. Seeing people with money almost as this sort of in a negative way. So it's really important to look at what were you taught about money. Maybe as well looking at, what you were taught by teachers. Often we have this really strong connection between making money and working hard. And this is reinforced often in our school environment when we're taught that, if you want to grow up one day and have a really good job where you're making lots of money, you have to work hard now. You have to work hard for this exam, you have to work hard at school, and that is continuously reinforced through the majority of our schooling. And it's then reinforced again when we enter the workforce, especially for people that find themselves in the corporate world, or in fact, most jobs where we're taught, we've got to work hard for our money. I definitely saw this in my experience of working in the corporate world, where I saw people that were at the top of their careers, in these leadership roles, but I also saw a level of sacrifice that they had to make to get there. I saw women that had to sacrifice time with their families. I saw, a predominantly men in those leadership roles, because it was almost as if women couldn't have both. They couldn't have time with their family and also become a leader within their field. Or I saw people really burning out and making a lot of sacrifices to really get to where they wanted to be in their careers and therefore have the money that they wanted to make. So those patterns are often reiterated all through our life. It's therefore no wonder that we have this deeply ingrained belief that making money has to be hard work. A big part then of changing your money story is going back into these experiences and identifying what of these experiences led you to believe about money. What is going on? When you start to peel back the layers, what is really going on below the surface? Now, what was really interesting when I started to do this work on myself and really go into my beliefs around money was that a lot of my experiences around money were directly linked to my sense of worth. So it wasn't just my money beliefs that were affecting my finances. It was actually also the beliefs that I had about myself and what I was worth. And I see this as well with a lot of our clients that we work with, that their self-worth is a direct reflection of their net worth. What they are able to bring into their lives financially often has to do with what they believe about themselves, what they deem themselves worthy of. So just as an example of this then, my finances, a big part of my sort of money experiences was me spending like a woman possessed, and shopping, going out and buying myself things. And when I really started to dig into why I was falling into this pattern of behavior, it was to basically fill the void, the emptiness that I felt about myself. So at the time, I was in a career that I just didn't want to be in. I was feeling really unfulfilled, really lost, and I was really kind of angry at myself that I just couldn't figure this out, like what I wanted to do. I was also as well in a relationship that was really, really knocking my confidence, because it wasn't a relationship that I felt secure in. I had my doubts that he was cheating on me. And that, again, was really making me lose my self-esteem, lose my confidence. It was really crushing my self-worth. And so it's no coincidence that at this time, when my self-worth was at an all-time low, so were my finances. So when it came to changing my beliefs then, it wasn't just the beliefs about money that I needed to change. It was also the beliefs about myself. I needed to really transform my own self-worth so that I could also change my finances. I had to start believing that I was worthy and deserving of more abundance in my life. Not just abundance in terms of money, monetary abundance, but I had to believe I was worth more love. I was worth more respect. I was worth a better career. I was worth a better relationship. And when I started to really do that inner work on myself and my sense of worth, it started to have this knock-on effect on my finances as well. So when it comes then to identifying your beliefs, yes, you want to identify what do you believe about money, but also what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about the world around you? Because these things are all intrinsically linked. And then once you've brought all of those beliefs to the surface, it's then time to actually do the work to transform those beliefs. Replace those beliefs with a new set of beliefs that match the money reality you want to create. So what do you need to believe about money in order to have more money in your life in the way that you want to have it? What do you need to believe about yourself so that you believe that you are deserving and worthy of making more money? And that's actually a good place to start when it comes to belief work. To change your beliefs, you first want to know, well, what am I changing my beliefs to? So ask yourself, the version of me that already has the money that I desire and has made that money in the way that I want to make it, what does she believe? What does she believe about money? What does she believe about herself? What does she believe about the world around her? So you need to believe that you are worthy of huge amounts of financial abundance. You need to believe that you are capable of making lots of money. You need to believe that you deserve it. You need to believe that making money is a good thing. You need to believe that making money can be fun and easy and light and joyful. You need to believe that making money isn't going to happen at the sacrifice of your family time. You need to believe that making money can be done from doing the things that you love. You need to believe, let's say you're a business owner, you need to believe that you are capable of becoming a financially abundant business owner. So what do you need to believe? And this is the thing, right? This is the really interesting thing. Beliefs are often not based upon any sort of fact. For something to be fact, it has to be 100% true, 100% of the time, for 100% of all people. And often the beliefs that we have, we hold them up as fact. We perceive them to be fact, when actually they're not based upon any sort of concrete evidence. Most of our beliefs are just ideas that we have adopted from society or from our parents or from other people that have raised us. We then take these beliefs as gospel. We allow these beliefs to shape our lives. We hold them up as our truth without actually ever really challenging our beliefs. And actually, this is a really important step in changing your belief system, is to start challenging what you believe. Do I actually believe this? Why do I believe this? And is this really a truth? Is this true for all people? Where can I find evidence that will actually crush this belief? How can I find evidence to the contrary of this belief? By looking at what other people believe and what other people are experiencing. And if other people are experiencing something different to what I believe, is that not possible for me as well? If my beliefs have simply been adopted from other people, can I not start to adopt the beliefs of people who have created a financial reality that matches the reality that I want to create? So if I see other people out there and they are making money and it's fun and it's easy and it's joyful, they must believe that making money is fun and easy and joyful. If they can believe that, can I not adopt that belief as my truth as well? Rather than take my beliefs as gospel, how can I start challenging my beliefs? How can I start finding evidence to the contrary by looking at examples of other people who must believe something completely different because of what their reality is showing? And remember, what we believe is our choice. We don't have our beliefs. They're not programmed in our mind and, we're stuck with them. We have a choice over what we can believe. We can choose what we want to believe. So ask yourself the question, do I want to choose to believe this? Or do I want to choose to believe something else? Empower yourself by realizing you have a choice over what you believe. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to consciously make the choice to believe something new, especially when it is a belief you've had for many, many years. Often our beliefs become so much a part of our truth, they actually become a part of our identity. And that's where things become a little bit challenging, because it's not just about letting go of beliefs, it's about letting go of a part of our identity. So for example, one of my beliefs that I've really worked to change was my belief that making money has to be hard work. And the reason why it was so difficult to challenge that belief was because I not only believed making money was hard work, but working hard had become a part of my identity. It was just who I was. And therefore, to let go of that belief felt a little bit uncomfortable, because it was going to mean letting go a part of my identity and letting go of a part of myself. But what is important right now is just to know that you do have a choice. You can choose what you want to believe, and you can make a choice to believe things that reflect the reality that you want to create. Now, a good little exercise to start helping you try on your new beliefs. Sometimes these new beliefs, by the way, they may feel uncomfortable to begin with. I certainly felt uncomfortable adopting the belief that making money was easy, because as I said, I prided myself on the fact that I worked hard. So a part of me didn't want things to be easy, because it's like, well, if I'm not working hard, then, who am I? So sometimes these new beliefs, when we start trying them on, they do feel uncomfortable, but give it a go. So as you go about your day or your week, stop and check in with yourself and try on the new belief. If I believed this right now, how may things look different? So maybe you're about to do a task and you say, if I believed that making money was really, really easy, how might I show up into this task differently? Or if I believed that it was a really, really good thing to be money motivated, how may I show up today differently? If I believed that this person really wanted to invest in me, that was excited to invest in me and my business, how may I show up differently? If I believed that people want to pay me for my work, how would I show up differently? So start trying on those new beliefs. Now, there's lots of different coaching tools that I love to use with our students to help them transform their beliefs and rewire their mind so that they can adopt a new set of beliefs for themselves. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is a tool that I absolutely love. Meditation can actually be quite powerful for transforming beliefs. Affirmations, journaling, emotional freedom technique. These are all great tools for actually replacing your current belief system with a new belief system that matches the financial reality you want to create. But let's move on. Let's move on to energy, because beliefs aren't the only thing that is affecting your financial reality. So does your energy. So if you remember from my intro, we are a magnet to the things that we have a vibrational match to. And often we hold on to negative energy, which actually causes us to repel money from coming into our lives. So from my experience, my negative energy, money energy, was really to do with my debts that I'd accumulated. So I'd got myself into a pretty hefty amount of credit card debt. And when I started my business, I was having so much resentment towards myself. I was so angry at myself because I kept saying, so annoying, if I hadn't have spent all of this money on my credit cards, I would have so much more money to invest now into my business. I did invest. I invested pretty significantly into myself and into my business, but it meant actually having to put even more money on credit cards because I didn't have the money just sat there in my bank account. So I was annoyed at myself. And of course, that negative energy in relation to my debts was causing me to it was acting as an abundance block. So I needed to release this negative energy. I want to kind of give you sort of an example of how this sort of energy works. And this kind of really helped me understand it a little bit more. So imagine that your energy in its purest form, imagine that it's this bubble of bright white light energy surrounding you. Let's imagine that you're in this sort of sphere of white energy. That's your energy in its purest form. And when your energy is in that purest form, that's when the universe is very easily able to send you things, right? So it can very easily get through this pure white light energy and send you various manifestations. Now let's imagine now that your energy field is clogged with this negative energy. And on that bright white blood bubble, you've got these black smudges of dark negative energy. And when the universe tries to send you gifts, when it tries to send you these physical manifestations, this dark negative energy repels the gifts of the universe. That's kind of how somebody explained it to me, and that kind of helped me to understand how this negative energy works. So in order for us to be open to receiving more from the universe, we need to get rid of these dark smudges, these dark clouds on our energy field. And this is where energy healing or energy clearing comes into play, releasing that negative energy. And there's lots and lots of different ways that we can do this through different energy healing techniques. But one thing that I found really, really helped me with releasing the negative energy I had around my prior debts was forgiveness. Forgiving myself for how I had reacted around money. And so this is something you may need to do, actually forgiving yourself, or maybe it's forgiving somebody else. So let's say, for example, I had a client that I was working with, and she had basically handed over all of her power, her financial power, to a man that she was seeing who completely took advantage of her financially and who then left her in a really bad financial state. And she was angry at herself, but she was also really, really angry at him. And so she needed to do a lot of forgiveness work, both on herself and also forgiving him as well. When we hold on to that memory, that negative energy, we are then going to find ourselves blocking more money coming into our lives. So forgiveness work for me, for many of my clients, has been really powerful when it comes to our money stories. But then energy work is also about raising your vibrational frequency as well. So when you've let go of any negative money energy you're holding on to, how do you start to raise your vibrational frequency so it matches the frequency of wealth? And I want to talk to you about one powerful thing that you can do, which is showing up as if the money was already present. How would you show up today if you were financially already where you wanted to be? How would you think differently? How would you act differently? How would you feel on an emotional level? How would you feel different if the money was already in your life? Now, to kind of do this continuously 24/7, that's going to be a bit of a big ask for you, especially if you are new to this energy work. So just to get things started, just try it on for the next hour, the next few hours, even, for the rest of the day if you can. And be really intentional about how you would show up differently if the money was already in your life. So let's just start with your thoughts. Like as you go about your day for the next, few hours, be really, really mindful about what you are thinking about. And ask yourself, would I be thinking about this if I was already wealthy? If I already had the money in my life, would I be thinking about this right now? So maybe you've already noticed that you spend a lot of your time thinking about not having enough money. I don't have enough money. I wish I had more. You're thinking from this place of scarcity, from this place of lack. But to align your energy with the version of you that already has the money, how may you be thinking differently? How can you change those thoughts of lack into thoughts of abundance? So how can you perhaps practice gratitude for what you want as if it was already present in your life? So being thankful for the money that you already have as if it's already present. So I would say that's a really good place to start actually. Just start by paying attention to what you are thinking about. Do your current thoughts align with the version of you that already has money? And if not, how can you change what you are thinking about to reflect the version of you that already has more money? If you checked your bank account today, let's think of a figure that you're looking to, you'd be really excited to see sat in your bank account. What would you be thinking right now if this morning you'd checked your bank account and that figure was present. So that's a really good place to start, just focusing on your thoughts. What would I be thinking right now if I'd already checked my bank account this morning and the money that I wanted to see was already present? So start with your thoughts, but then you can start moving into, how would I be acting? If the money was already in my life, how would I be acting in a different way? What choices would I be making? How may my decisions look differently if the money was already present? And then how would I be feeling? Again, it's about being intentional. What am I thinking, doing, or feeling right now? And does that align with the version of me that already has the money or not? So let's say you're feeling broke. Would you be feeling broke if you had money? No, of course not. So allow yourself to feel the feelings of abundance right now. And you might be thinking, well, Dani, how do I feel abundant if my physical world is showing me something different? If I look at my bank account and I can see that I've got no money, how on earth am I going to allow myself to feel abundant? Well, there's really, really small things that we can do, and they don't have to cost money. In fact, your imagination is a really, really powerful thing. Can you connect very vividly with the version of you that already has money? So much so that you can feel those emotions right now. So something I love to do when I perhaps need, that boost of my vibration, is I connect with the version of me, the future version of me that already, has the money that I want to manifest. And thinking about how I feel in that moment as I am, in my dream home, as I am, checking my bank balance and I see the exact figure that I want to see. When I see, all of the investments and the money that they're making for me on a passive income basis. How does that make me feel, knowing that that is already present in my life? So use your imagination to create those emotions. Or there's little subtle shifts that you can do to your environment. What can you do in your current environment now to make it feel more abundant? It might be just something really small, like, having a scented candle, making sure that your home is really clean and organized and tidy. Maybe if you are a business owner, what can you do to raise the vibration of the space in which you work? Maybe it's having fresh flowers. Maybe it's, having your crystals, a scented candle, something that feels a little bit more luxurious and high vibe. So there's subtle shifts that we can do to make ourselves feel more abundant. Now, in part 3 of this Transform Your Money Mindset series, I want to go into taking inspired action, how to actually take inspired action towards your money goals, and then also how to actually surrender to the universe so that you can start receiving money into your life with ease and flow. So I look forward to catching up with you again in the next episode. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will speak with you again very, very soon. If you are wanting to build your own successful online coaching business, make sure to check out Freedom, Abundance and Impact, our free 10-day business and mindset course for coaches and aspiring coaches. To access, simply head to wearetheclick.com and click free course in the menu.